What? No, stop. I don't know what's happening on my YouTube. It's not. Now I'm in my calendar. How did I get into my calendar? Okay, let's try this again. Will I try that one more time? Oh, apparently we're still streaming. Okay. So welcome everyone to Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time is an online drawing group. We meet once a week. We've been drawing like this for the last 7 years, usually once a week. And if you'd like to join us, hopefully there'll be a link down below, or you can go to Facebook and look up Epic Sketch Time. There's an email list, you can sign on there. Or you can reach me by sending me an email. My name is Mark Monlux. That's MERKMONLUX. Should be spelled like that on my little name tag here or here, at comcast.net, and we'll get you signed up. And with us today is Yul, Katie, and Rod. I know that Bill said that he'll be coming over. I want everybody to tell us where you're living and what you're working on. I live in Tacoma, Washington, and today I'm going to be working on a template to practice my kanji skills. And Yul left the room, so Katie, you're up next.
Hi, I am Katie C. I am painting a gift for a friend. It is a German Shepherd that has ripped off Jason from Friday the 13th series mask and is using it as a chew toy because she has a German Shepherd and her husband loves the Friday the 13th movies. Normally, I like to draw horror-inspired screaming ladies and fun stuff like this. You can find me at Ambivalent Tarot and Evil Girlfriend Media on Instagram.
Hi there, this is Roger Crown. He's Rod. I'm here in Spokane. Today I will be drawing animation in my model sheet for my upcoming kids book. And something else. Oh well. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you, Roger. So I see you're painting the background first this time, Katie.
Yes, I am. After my last Screaming Ladies picture, I've decided to at least at a minimum kind of put in like a basic rough background behind the area I'm going to sketch, just to make it a little easier to know where everything is going to be positioned and what it's going to look like when I get there, because that it became very difficult with the Screaming Ladies. And I actually have that laying on the or hanging on the wall. I'm just letting it percolate because I'm still not happy with it, but I think it's okay for right now. I'm just going to let it sit.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through my photos on my phone and just deselecting ones I don't want to save anymore. whenever you take a photograph of your Pokemon during the game, it goes to your camera phone. I got things that automatically upload to my Flickr account so I don't lose them. And I'm trying to think, I'll probably have to go into my Flickr account and delete all of these pictures of Pokemon. And what I'm doing now is I want to see if I can do I know that you can take individual photos and by using Airport, move them from your phone to your iPad. I want to see if I can select multiple photos and do that at one time. So I'll try that first. I've been practicing my Japanese a little bit each day. But unless I'm actively practicing my Japanese in a practical, if I was to try to say something like, I have 9 brothers, right now, I wouldn't be able to, even though I think I could recognize the word on the test and say it while it's on the test, trying to pull it from my brain freestyle, I can't do it. I got little brother down, I got younger brother down, but those two kanji together mean siblings, and I want to say one word, but that word could mean another word. I'm hoping that by practicing my kanji, I'll get a little bit better. Okay, got a bunch of selected, hitting the to-go button, hitting the airdrop button, have my Pro set up. Wait a minute. No, I don't want it going to my Pro. Stop. Oh, I sent it to my laptop, not to my. I want it to go to my iPad. There, I'll do it my iPad. Apparently, it's going to both devices. Done. Nifty. Now that I got those little photos imported in, I have to splice them all together. Oh, hi, Yule. What you working on today? Just bringing it over to the camera. I see. Is that a collage? Ah, it is a collage. Nice. That looks like it'll be fun. So Katie, that's a pretty big canvas. I gotta admire you for going big.
We bought a bunch of canvases on sale, I think like a year or two ago. And I was just like, I also wanted to test what it would be like to send a big piece of art to someone in the mail. And so I was like, what's the best way to do that? Make a gift for a friend, So because I'm hoping to take a couple of, I want to take mostly prints, but I want to take a couple originals with me to Texas Frightmare next year. Definitely trying to plan ahead. So I don't know that I'll be able to travel with all of them So we're trying to figure out like how can we economically get the paintings down there, and not have them come home with us. Like there's a certain price point even for original paintings that, you know, fans that go to conventions are going to pay and not pay, just because they only come with a certain amount of cash. So
Well, my friend Sam Day, he's got a lot of experience of mailing paintings because he does wedding paintings.
oh,
What he does is he goes to the reception hall, and while the wedding's going on, he's at the reception hall and he's painting the background of he's doing all the walls and the tables and everything else. And then the people start coming in, and during the 3 or 4 hours that the wedding reception's happening, he's adding the people into the scene.
oh, okay.
Okay, so we have someone coming in, Vamp. We had some people scheduled. Vamp, we need to see your face since we're doing this recorded. It's a requirement. I have to confirm that you're over 18 or that you have parental consent. So if you would show us your face, please. Setting up his webcam right now. Okay. Oh, someone made a comment in the chat. I'll take a look. Ah, it's that. Okay. Josh W. also coming in. Hello, Josh. I need to see you live.
Hey, Mark.
Can I see you quickly live on camera?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Ah, great. Thank you. And now we got another person coming in. John Cheesewitz. Hello, John. I'm going to ask you to briefly show your face.
That's the King Vamp concert.
Ah, is that what that was?
Yeah, the King Vamp concert. I know that song.
By
Have you ever
Vamp?
heard of Cardi?
No. I'm afraid I haven't.
Oh.
So we're each working on our own sketch projects today. And we're just sharing tips and techniques with each other. And they're gone.
Oh, both of them? Wow, good. Yeah, Mark, I was going to ask, is there some way you can do a 5-second preview for yourself before they come on?
No, what I do have is they were registered with the Evite. So I'll just report that individual
Right.
as a rude person. And
What happened? I wasn't looking at the screen. Sorry. Or you can tell me afterwards.
oh no, it's fine. They basically it's a requirement that people show their face. You set up a web camera. Said he was setting up a web camera, but rather than showing his face, he just started blasting a Vamp concert. And so I just
Oh.
muted him and kicked him out.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
then
maybe that-
then two other people that had signed in, I allowed them in because they were showing their faces. But as soon as I kicked the other guy out, they left. Now, it could be simply because they left because they didn't like to be in them. They're called Zoom raids. Now, I've had much worse than that. So,
oh, okay. I'm very naive, I guess, about those things.
well, one of the things is I don't have, I wasn't, I had the screen share turned off. Otherwise, he would have taken over the entire screen share. And that would have taken,
Oh,
but which is why I don't have that on unless people request it. So,
that's smart.
and I was
Hmm.
expecting them to show up because they had sent in, they were people on the list. So, but once one person gets it, they share the link with somebody else.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you can usually tell when it's going to happen because more than one person wants in at the same time because they will want to watch the same thing so they can laugh and giggle about it afterwards.
Oh, I got you.
So
And then do they like try to like record people's reactions or?
yeah,
Gotcha. Well, it's a
Hey.
good thing you're so smart about these things.
if I was really smart, I probably wouldn't. As soon as I saw the Vamp thing, I probably shouldn't have let him in until he had. I'm trying to figure. There might be a way to do an additional preview, but I think it's just them in the waiting room and letting them in. But like I said, the name, one of them was registered, and sometimes when people come in, you know how it is. You're registered underneath one name, but when you're signing in underneath another.
Gotcha. Yep. Yep. I do know how that is.
So Bill said he was going to be fashionably late today because he's doing a Zoom call for another organization right now. And I am. Oh, the Herald and Maude print I did sold pretty
Yes.
well. Yeah.
Yay!
So I sold 20% of my inventory and had a pretty good night of it. Sold some decks of my cards. That always puts me over the top as well.
Oh, good.
I mean, there were only 40 people coming to the theater that night. So it was a full night at the, that's sort of like pre-pandemic level of moviegoers to Friday, not Friday Night Frights, but for a weird elephant movie. I mean, it's something you can watch for free on YouTube. Yet people are willing to come to the theater to watch it because they want the big screen experience.
Right. Well, we talked about coming because I told Tim, I'm like, oh, I love this movie. I would love to go. And then I found out it was at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but we go to bed at 8:30. So I think I just want to go to bed.
And that's oddly enough, I got a lot of friends of mine who like to go to bed and sleep and get their PJs, even on a Friday night. They're no,
Seriously?
we're not late night people anymore. If we do late night, it's at home with your Netflix and chill. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even do that. I mean, like, even if we like our big thing on the weekends now, because it just seems like the older you are, like just even going to bed late, it's harder to recoup from it. So we go to bed. If we're up late, it's like 9:30. It's like, woo, tonight's a wild night. And our animals are very accustomed to their schedule, and they like their schedule the way they like their schedule.
I just noticed that Roger's drawing a vamp. Way to go, Roger. So my wife and I, we usually head up to bed at 10 o'clock.
Man, you guys are wild.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to convince her to go up earlier, and on the weekends, well, she likes to read in the evening.
Yes.
So I usually come in and either watch a movie in my office or we usually part ways for our entertainment for the evening around 8 o'clock or 8:30 after I've done the dishes. Because she cooks, I do the dishes. I used to wait and let the dishes go until morning cut, but now I'm better and I do them at night. And
good job. Oh gosh.
Because that's how you get ants, apparently. So.
Well, see, it's really important. Like if you have lived in the South, you always clean up because, well, like in North Carolina and South Carolina, they call them palmettos, but they're cockroaches. So you just clean everything, because if you don't, you might wake up to a new set of friends in the morning. But it doesn't seem like there's that many cockroaches up here in the Northwest. I don't know.
I have a friend, actually my cousin, when she lived in New York City, she had a flat at 1 Hudson Street. Can you believe that? I mean, she used to be a dancer back in the 70s and early 80s.
Oh, wow.
And so she bought property in New York when it was cheap. She had the money, she bought this flat, she raised her family there, she ran a little bit of a daycare there. And they were very strict about how everything was maintained. There couldn't be a crumb, not even a crumb out. Any type of kitchen waste had to be sealed and preferably taken out that day. So
okay.
If it wasn't in the fridge and if it wasn't, in a can or three sealed containers deep, she says you just have to do that, otherwise you'll get roaches. And I thought that's pretty good. So I can understand. But in my neighborhood, it's honey ants. They're these itty bitty tiny ants. And if they start getting into your house, they're really difficult to get rid of. And one time when I was growing up, my family and I, my mom and dad rented a house in Woodinville on the edge of Bothell. For those people who live in the Northwest, you'll know where that is. And this rental house had black carpenter ants in the wall. And they're really huge. They're like, up to, between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch long. They're gigantic ants. They got these huge pinchers. And you could literally hear them chewing through the wood inside the walls. And one day, they just flooded into the kitchen. And we were killing them. We were spotting them with, dustpans and just killing them. And we kept sweeping the pile in the middle of the room, but they would just crawl out and grab their comrades and drag them off. And it was like that for hours. It was the great ant invasion. And finally, they convinced the owner to, fumigate. Because the owner says, oh, it can't be that many ants. And my dad says, we saved them all for you. We'll bring over the bags. And the guy goes, bags? He says, yeah. Like a lunch bag? No, garbage bags. Oh, I do beg your pardon. I got incoming calls, probably junk mail. Congratulations and salutations. You reached Mark Long. Hello. Who's calling? Oh, Ted, I'm currently online doing a sketch program. Can I? Tuesday at 4:30. 5:30. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, bye-bye. I forgot to mute myself. Sorry about that. That was my friend Ted. He is an illustrator and a designer, and he and I go way back. And he's probably calling to ask me a question. Now I'm trying to figure out how to import in a graphic. Here we go. Insert photo from the album. Bam, that worked just fine. That's wonderful. I got all these little squares. I'll show you my my template. I'm going to do a screen share here. So this is my layout. This is there are two alphabets. Well, there's hiragana and katakana, and these are phonetic alphabets for Japanese. And with these are sort of like the primary ones, and with these you can spell other phonetic combinations. But then you have figures like this. This is kanji. And there are thousands of kanji in the Japanese alphabet. This one is the symbol for gold. And it's also used as a radical for spelling things like money. So you can use it for saying gold, you can use it for saying money, or you use it in words that are often money related. So I'm going to be, what I do on this template is I hide everything with little white boxes. And then on another layer, I practice, like say, the hiragana for O is, let's see, how do I draw a hiragana for O? I believe it's a bar across. Then you go down, then you loop it around, and then you get a little accent here. So I'll take a look by removing the layer underneath. And yeah, that's the name of O. Got that pretty much centered down. I'll hide that again. So let's see, over here, do ah, ah is stroke over, little bit of a wing, ease like this. Ooh is like that. Ka is like this. Ki is like this. And ku is like that. And then I'll double check on my progress. And yeah, look. Oh, I wrote the hiragana for ku instead of the katakana for ku. It's all wrong. Oh my God. This is wrong. And that I practice that every day. I'll stop sharing.
Are you planning on going back to Japan at some point, or is this just for knowledge that you want to?
I might go back to Japan, but what I really want to do is I went to Japan with a bunch of my Japanese, a bunch of my fellow Rotary Exchange students,
Right.
and a bunch of us are refreshing our Japanese. Some of us are planning on going back. Some of us have lived there, and I just want to be able to speak Japanese again. And I have friends in Tacoma who can speak Japanese. Some of them are Japanese. And I want to be able to go in and say something more advanced than I like shrimp or this is a pen.
Okay, I hear you.
Hello, Bill.
Hello, Mark. Sorry
missed-
about my tardiness, but
Oh, you missed the raid, Bill.
oh dear.
So
I didn't even know we were getting rated, but
that's how quickly got rid of them. Somebody signed up. I asked them to show their face instead of their icon. They started showing a video of a concert instead, and they quickly got booted.
Squashed.
Gone.
And then I learned what a raid was.
If
I
the-
should look at those other guys. I thought these kids don't look like they're awful young looking. Well, I'm an old fart. Maybe these guys are just young. Maybe they're in the 20s. Hey, hold up your photo ID, kid. Get off my lawn. So, Bill, what are you? Oh, I don't see you, Bill. You still got your face.
oh, sorry. I'm off my game from having to change gears, and so yes, that was me as well. This is the German Shepherd you were speaking of.
Yeah, I think I've totally screwed this up. But I do that sometimes. I think I've totally screwed it up, and then I somehow pull it off in the end. I'm using two different pictures, and so I feel like my perspective is off. But I'm gonna follow through and then see where I go from there. I painted black and white for what, like 4 weeks, so now I've forgotten how to use color.
Hmm.
Well, painting with black and white is very daunting.
Yeah, it was something. I also don't think I do well when I have to paint for someone or paint for like in a performance type way. Like I'll never be a person that does commissions, I think. This is just too much stress.
Part of my job is to actually do go to, like, say, a presentation, a 1-hour presentation that someone's doing,
Yes.
and set up a 4x8 piece of paper and get really large markers. And while they're doing a presentation, I draw and capture what they're saying, not verbatim, but if they're talking about the legal system, I'll be drawing judges and then plaintiffs, and then I'll be making notes of certain quotes that they're saying and making arrows and showing how the dialogue moves. And that's called graphic recording. And then I'll have my next mural ready to go for the next presenter, who's going to do an hour-long presentation too, and then just do one right after the other. So I'll do 4 or 5 of those in the course of a day, while people are watching.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Does not
live
sound
off.
like something.
Oh no, it's great fun. It's nitro to my system. I kind of like when I was on the playground and people would gather around and watch me when I drew. I always enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, nowadays they probably have you arrested.
Oh. Come here, little girl. Let me draw you a horsey. So what are you working on today, Bill?
Oh, I'm been putting together the last Sunday strip of the Christmas story, which is the last of the Christmas story, I'm proud to say. And then I finished the pencils for 2 more strips, so getting a whole lot of inking done. And I showed everybody the last finished Sunday page, didn't I?
Was that the one at the train stop?
No, that was the first one. So I didn't.
Well, let me see if it's set up for share. Yeah, you can show us, Bill, if you can.
Okay, just a second. Where did I put it?
I can't find it.
Oh, there it is. So here is the monster that you've probably all heard me whining about for a couple of weeks. But I'm pretty pleased with it.
Oh yeah, that worked out pretty well. I like how you have the shadows going off.
Yeah, that one came out pretty well. It's sort of, I think I've been saying that I was working with Blend. I've been trying to teach myself Blender for the last month. And while I have a long way to go, I suddenly realized that when I was giving myself a big headache on how the lights would work, I knew Blender well enough to throw some objects together to rig the lights to figure out just how the shadows would work.
Now, for some reason, when I look down and I see the little canvases going around the sides,
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see a Yuletime bazaar or something. I guess I'm just too used to seeing those at art fairs.
Uh-huh. Oh, great. It's having a
I'm going to take a quick look at the calendar next week and make sure that we don't have any conflicts. Nope. No conflicts next week on the 21st. Oh, I was supposed to go to the clinic and give some blood today. Ah.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. Well, by give blood, I mean they draw it, they do run tests on it. So
oh. I thought like you were going to donate blood.
no, I can't do that anymore because I have a blood. I used to donate blood.
Yes.
I was donating blood and plasma for decades. I started donating plasma back in the 80s when there was a big AIDS scare and nobody was donating plasma. First, I started off donating blood, but the people there said, "Oh no, we would much rather get plasma." We were like dying for because it takes longer to do plasma. Because what they do is they take the blood out of your system in bags, they filter it, and they take all the plasma out of your blood, and then they put the blood back into your system. So it takes twice as long, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they also pay you for plasma. And what's nice about it is if you go in on a regular basis, and you can give plasma more often than you can give blood. You can only give blood like once every few months. But you can give plasma every couple of weeks because your bone marrow produces it like mad. If you don't have it, it just goes into overdrive. And then so you can go in every 2 weeks and give plasma. So they, you might get $40 or back when I was doing it, you got $30 for your first donation. If you came in on time for your second donation, you got $40, and it was a cumulative. If you kept coming in sequence, the higher up you could go. And I think so you could earn for your final draw like $90. And
Oh.
I think the price has gone up since then. Because we're talking the 80s, so there's got to be cost of living, what have you. But yeah, if you can spare the time, you got a couple hours, go give go donate plasma. And then as I got older, I couldn't spare that much time, and so I would just donate blood instead. And I have a 5-gallon tin because I gave over 5 gallons. And I was working towards my 10-gallon tin. But then I started taking blood thinners, and blood thinners prevent clotting, and one of the things you want to clot blood to do when you're in surgery is to stop bleeding. So
Right.
they don't want blood thinners.
Can't they filter that?
Exactly.
No, they can't filter it out. It's a chemical thing. And they really liked my blood, not because I was O positive, but there are some blood types that there are immunities that are in your blood system that you get when you're growing up. But when you're a baby, you don't have those immunities in your system or in your blood. And so if you get blood that's got those immunities in it, what they're actually doing is they're introducing new icky things into your system. Well, my blood was perfect for doing surgery with infants because it had the right, it didn't have all these contributing factors. It was just innocent blood, shall we say.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Oh,
Not as good as O positive, man. They love people who are O positive.
oh man, I'm suddenly having flashbacks of that movie.
Which movie? There's a lot of vampire movies. Bill.
The one with Tilda Swinton.
Oh, the one where
Only lovers left alive? No.
that's it. Only lovers left alive.
Oh, though it was rather funny. Did you've seen do you watch the television version of What We Do in the Shadows?
No, but I understand that she did a guest appearance on that.
Yes. Essentially, the Vampire Council consisted of cameos from about 5 different movies. So they had two of the guys from What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, Tilda Swinton, Danny Trejo, and I forget who the last one was.
Danny Trejo, we're talking from Machete Kills.
Yes.
Oh, so that was from what was that? The Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Not Bordello of Blood. What was it? But hey, he got killed. Well, okay. I would suppose if it's just a TV show about vampires, you can't hope for canon.
But it was a cool scene.
Yeah, I bet it was pretty funny.
They definitely were having fun. Both Danny and Tilda were having you could tell were having a lot of fun hamming it up.
So, Bill, you were in a Graphic Artists Guild meeting, or what? Or were you in a different meeting earlier?
It was a Graphic Artists Guild meeting for membership. And apologies, I could have sworn I did not. I left this time slot open when they had the doodle poll, but so it goes.
So in the Japanese language, in English, when you say the book is on the, and then you give a direction, you usually say give an up and down direction, and then you say left or right, like it's on the upper right shelf or it's on the bottom left. You don't say it's on the right upper or it's on the left lower. Does anyone give directions like that? Because that's how you do it in Japanese. You do the left or right first, and then you do the up or down, which drives me nuts. And if anyone here has watched the anime Parasite, you know the word for right.
Oh yes, because that's the parasite's name.
Right.
I have not had the nerve to watch that one yet, which
Oh,
is.
you haven't? Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with the anime, but I've heard where it was it came off as one of those ones where it being good is not.
Oh, Bill, you can handle it.
Mm-hmm. But apparently they do a very good job updating the content.
The anime?
Yes, because the manga was done in the late 80s, early 90s. And so a lot of the stuff of the details were changed, but in a very intelligent way.
How about you, Katie? Have you seen Parasite?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a great series. Absolutely wonderful series. This alien creature ends up possessing this guy's right arm.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's the least of it. So, but
yeah, but I don't want to do anything more than tell the teaser premise. But yeah, it goes kind of nuts after that.
I am just making a mess tonight, guys. I'm sure this will look way better by next week. I am just having the worst time drawing him or her, actually.
The dog.
It's like she's mocking me. It's always weird because you know me, like I'm not gonna pick something simple, like a simple pose. Like I have to pick the picture where she's contorted and her neck is all weird and her nose in the position is
respect you for it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God. I should just draw smiley faces. That's the way you paint smiley faces.
So I watched a hilarious movie last week, or just the other day, over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in 2020, called Fat Man.
Fat. Oh, don't think I've even heard of that one.
Here's the premise. This snotty little rich kid is upset that Santa Claus gave him coal for Christmas. So he puts a hit out on Santa.
Okay, I saw the preview for this, but I haven't seen it.
And Mel Gibson is Santa,
Yep.
and they play it completely straight, and it's wonderful. It's a
Oh my
very,
gosh.
it's a very solid 7, if not an 8, in my book.
Okay.
A real Santa or a poor mole Santa who gets targeted?
A real Santa.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of the oxymoron there, but
But no, there are elves. You know, I liked how they did the elves. That was kind of fun too. I don't want to give away anything else other than it's really fun. They kept the tone of it perfect. They kept the texture of it so completely spot on. And it was a wonderful dark humor played straight. And I'll just let it go at that. And I thought Mel Gibson did an absolutely terrific job as Santa. Or Kris Kringle, rather. So yeah, Katie, I think you and Tim would really enjoy it.
Yeah, we finished watching The Witcher.
I didn't know the new one had come out yet.
No, we finished the last season so that we're ready for the next season.
I haven't seen any episodes of The Witcher.
It's good. It's a pretty good show. I get like weird Xena warrior princess and Hercules vibes from it. I don't know why. Like it's completely, it's definitely well, I just spilled paint everywhere. It's definitely not like them per se, but if you watch them back in the day, you get a weird vibe like that. You're like, oh, this brings me back to watching Xena. It's like, but that's just me.
I had mixed feelings about it personally. I mean, that's not me saying it was bad, but the way they were doing the timelines sort of threw me off. And I think a lot of my problems, I think most of my problems with it were because that it's mostly what it's based on at the moment is a series of a collection of short stories where the author hadn't quite figured out the continuity yet. And the next season is going to be going into the novels, so that won't be as big a problem.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
Tim was
assuming you're
telling
talking
me.
about. You're talking about the Witcher, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's what Tim was saying, because Tim read all of the short stories and played the video game and read the book, and he was saying, oh, this is based off this short story. And he's like, I wish they would have just named it the short story, the title of each episode. Because that's what he was telling me.
Because those short stories are fun because almost all of them are really bizarre twists on fairy tales. So the first episode, they took out most of the bits where it's still recognizable, but the one where he gets tagged as the Bit Butcher is actually their version of Snow White.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I wonder, does that mean like the one where the princess is the monster? And is that more like a Sleeping Beauty one?
Could
now
be.
That you're saying that? Because I could see that.
One of the funniest ones was their take on Beauty and the Beast, which I've heard rumors they're going to do in this season.
Well, folks, you won't believe it,
Oh, goodness.
but it's been another hour of Epic Sketch Time. Roger said bye already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we will see everyone next week, where hopefully we won't hear about weird concerts or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And we went live, and it was great to see everybody. I'll see you all next week.